back to Twice as Fast, where we talk twice as fast, think twice as fast, and are also aging twice as fast because of all of our trauma. Today you're joining us for a sister sesh. I have therapy in 40 minutes, so we are going quick, on a rush. Yes, we may be talking a little extra fast today, but hello, it's Twice as Fast, keep up. So for today, we're having another sister sesh. Session with a sister. If you're new here, sister sessions are where we just sit on our couch, drink my coffee. She can't have coffee right now because her stomach is in shambles. And we talk about things like being queer later in life, being neurodivergent, leaving corporate America, all kinds of things that really no one wants to talk about. And you're just kind of sitting here with two sisters like you are one of us. Join the family. We have 3 cats and they are feisty. So in the previous sister sessions, we have told you about our dates with men, our first dates with women. And today we're hitting you with a hard one because what do you expect from us? If there's one thing about us, it's that we do everything the same. We don't mean to, but you know, at the same time, it's fate because my mom told me that the reason she ever had my little sister was because I needed a friend, and damn was she right. So everyone thinks we're twins, and it just kind of became a fate manifested for us. So all this to say, we both get into our first lesbian relationships literally how far apart?
2 days apart.
2 days, and tell them the craziest part.
2 days apart. They both have the same birthday, not the same age, but the same birthday. Both of their names started with the same letter.
Bitch.
Sorry. They both were fucking crazy. Just kidding. Allegedly.
Now, we're not here to go and tell our stories of our exes because we're not that kind of girl. Unless you actually know us, then girl, we will tell you all of the secrets. Let's just say we were left traumatized. Yeah, we just wanted to talk about what it was like going into your first lesbian relationship at the exact same time as your sister, which honestly made it so much easier because thank God I had someone to talk to about it. You never really hear about what it's like whenever, especially if you're late in life queer, what it's like to date a woman for the first time, not just like on a date, but actually like in a serious relationship, because let me tell you, it is not the same as dating a man. It is better, but it is a lot scarier and a lot harder.
Preface, while we were dating these women, our mom was going through Kiki here in Chicago.
Chemo. We call it Kiki because it's, you know.
So we were dating them, and about like 1 month into dating, we were traveling an hour every 2 weeks to go see our mom have chemo, and then we'd come home crying their arms.
Back it up. You went too far. Back it up.
Oh.
She went too far. So let me just set the scene for my side of things because it will just show you how incredibly vulnerable I was, okay? I start dating this girl. We go on our second date. I get laid off, 2 a.m. We all know the story. Email to my junk folder. Thank you. I remember texting her being like, I'm headed to my mom's cancer treatment. Also just got laid off. So still want to go on that third date? The fact that she said yes, I feel is telling.
All the while this is happening, I'm at work and little Miss Susie, why is it always Susie? Little Miss Susie's barking at my tree, and I'm like, no. The thing that really got me was this. We had wine training every Tuesday. We'd go to wine training, and then all of us would be like, a little cocktail after, maybe? Eventually, one thing led to the other. Me and Susie start dating 2 days after her. I was vulnerable, okay? This was my first real relationship. I was just really craving companionship, too.
And we'll get into this more in the future story times. We're not quite ready to get that vulnerable yet, but we had just come out to, like, everyone 2 months prior to getting in these relationships. And let's just say when you're from the South, sometimes that takes people a little bit of time, or a lot of bit of time, or forever, let's be honest, to understand it. Not only for me was I literally unemployed, I didn't have a friend here, and then our mom's cancer. I can't think of a more vulnerable position to be in, and that's not to say that like there wasn't good in it, but I'm just saying, I don't even know, I'm just saying, whoa, buckle it up.
We ignored a lot of the red flags because we were so down bad. I will say this is so cringe. We accepted the love we thought we deserved. We thought we deserved the bare minimum, and that's what we were given. Listen, we weren't perfect either, I'll tell you that. It's very hard to date someone when you're in your 20s and their mom is going through these hard treatments. All this to say, it led to us being codependent as we became a quad.
A quad with drama, let's just say, because, well, we won't get into that like I said, but we were a quad. We really only hung out with the 4 of us, and it was like every day. Like we had one day where they would allow us to be together, just us, and that was on Monday nights. Other than that, we were there, and a lot of those Monday nights ended up back with them because codependent.
Codependent and...
Exactly. It's just something that I feel like if you were going into your first lesbian relationship, I mean, at the same time, it's a canon event, like you're just gonna probably have to do it, but just think like, it doesn't have to go that fast. Like, yes, they're your best friend, but maybe like not every night you need to have a sleepover. Maybe you don't need to be calling their cats your children after 1 month. I think we can pump the brakes.
Right. Everyone jokes about lesbians moving fast, but it is hard whenever you feel so comfortable with a woman and you're not scared and you're like, wow, this is so nice. We can cohabitate, we can just live. But then with us, it was like undiagnosed mental illnesses, misdiagnosed mental illnesses, grief, trauma, all of these things for a year, pretty much isolated, and it was just us four. And it was a rat race. We were just always trying to keep up, feeling like, oh, everything is bad. We'd wake up, I was throwing up every day. Then we got out of it and we were like, wait a second, what was that? And how did we think it was okay?
I would wake up every day, go get her a coffee, which mind you, I was unemployed, so that was draining the bank, let's be real. I'd go with her to work, I'd come home, I would apply for jobs for like 2 hours, and then I would sit and panic and freak out, and I would go pick her up at work at 4 and do it all over again. And it was like, what are you doing?
What are you doing? Like, why is that your life? Like, I literally went from saying,
when I was dating men, I will never get married, and if I do, we'd have separate bedrooms, to being like, let's get married 2 months in. Like, I'm telling you, first lesbian relationship, like, you just turn into somebody else, and then when you get out of it, you're like, where have I been?
At first it was good, and then it wasn't good. I've been so scared about getting into a future relationship is what happens if they seem fine at the beginning and then they do a switcheroo on you. And my therapist said, then you do a switcheroo out. And I think that was the biggest thing for us. We felt like the only ones there for us during our mom's thing, which they were like our only people. Our 2 close friends stopped talking to us at this time too. Felt very trapped, and we didn't feel like we could leave, or we didn't feel like we'd be okay without them.
You mentioned it was hard coming out. You spent a lot of holidays alone. So it was also like, oh, this is another family that's like being so accepting of us. I mean, I will say, was it ideal situation? No, but it was just, oh my gosh, like, we just have community and family. So that was a whole thing.
Side note on that, a few weeks before we broke up, I went to her house for Christmas. All of her family got me gifts. It was so nice, except I had to open them. They do it one by one. But that night, I went home and I was crying, and I was like, these aren't sad tears, these are happy tears, because I'm just so grateful that I finally have a Christmas to go to when I'm in the city, and these family members that got me nice gifts. It's hard whenever like my family's away and I don't have that right now. Oh my God, really, you're crying about that? I don't know how to make you happy. I don't know what you want. Then I was like, oh my God, yeah, I'm sorry. What? No, I should have been like, bitch, bye. You're not making me happy.
At that point, I was like, let's say bitch bye. One of the most memorable memories I have of meeting my ex's family was whenever her mom said,
so is your family ever gonna want to meet her?
yeah, let me know what the answer to that could have been. All this to say, I ended up on the bathroom floor in tears looking up at someone that I did not recognize, and I said, I can't do this anymore, and she said, I don't even remember because I blacked out, and we never talked again. Ever. Literally never talked again.
I ended up breaking a glass on New Year's Eve because we worked the shift together. When it rang midnight, then she broke up with me again 30 minutes before my shift, and I walked in the door and I said, she broke up with me.
She had her bags and all.
She wouldn't let me keep the bag at her house. She said, take it. Then proceeded to make me keep her shit for 6 months. And she said, are you ready to do a little exchange? I said, bitch, it's in the trash chute.
Honestly, screw her, because us having to keep those clothes is what led to your bathroom becoming storage closet. She couldn't look at the clothes, and then we just put stuff in there, and now we have 1 toilet. Being in your first lesbian relationship, hold on. And if you have a sister to do it with you, good luck, but also maybe check each other and be a little more like, hey, we don't think this is good.
We had many conversations now saying, hey, I don't care how deep in depression we are, I don't care how codependent we are on our partner, we will tell each other.
We can't go back.
We can never go back, and we won't go back. It was so hard and it was so bad, but at least we learned. At least it's over, and it was an event.
Honestly, what you're left with is a deep hole in your heart because they probably have cats. I just feel like your children, that's the hardest part. We're still pretty early on creating this little channel here, very early in the sister sessions. So we're just trying to share kind of more about who we are so that you feel like you are one of us. And
You just know we're kind of kooky and we love sharing our stories, so why not?
we'll be back on, what day is this going up again?
Wednesday.
Subscribe if you want to see more sister content, vlogs, me figuring out what the heck I'm gonna do because my bank account's starting to get low.
Figure out what I'm gonna do because my work keeps getting my shift.
Last thing, wish us luck because we're going into negative 20 degrees this week and we are from the south. I don't think we can handle it. It also means she's probably not gonna have work for 2 weeks in a row, so rent, we're scared.
See you next week.